Former Uvalde School Police Chief Pete Arredondo heard for the first time the day after the May 24th shooting, attempting to explain his actions. In new video obtained by CNN, Arredondo telling investigators he assumed students in the room with the shooter were already dead, so he chose to clear children from surrounding classrooms. We now know he was wrong. At least 3 victims were pulled out of the room alive, who later died from their injuries. Stunning admissions while being questioned by the FBI and Texas Rangers. Arredondo explains he kept trying to talk to the shooter, and for the first time we learned that he heard the gunman, alone in a room full of children, reloading his weapon. And still he took no action that stopped the gunman. Now considered one of the worst law enforcement failures in recent memory, Arredondo knew that criticism would come. Days later, Arredondo would be labeled the incident commander by the Texas State Police. They say he was the officer in charge and the man to blame for the deadly delay. Arredondo, who presided over a 6-person police force before he was terminated in August, declined to comment for this story. Through his lawyer, he has previously denied that he was ever in charge and said he never issued any orders. A CNN analysis of never-before-made public body camera footage and newly obtained phone calls reveal Arredondo repeatedly directed the officers around him not to enter the room with the gunman. This is at 11:40 a.m., just 7 minutes after the shooting began. As more officers with body cameras responded to the scene, we can hear Arredondo start to talk to the shooter. Arredondo can be seen trying to open the door to an adjacent classroom while giving commands to other officers. Time was not on his side, and it reflects a mindset that goes directly against active shooter training. The policy emphasizes speed for any officer to go immediately towards the sound of gunfire and stop the shooter. Arredondo last completed the training in December 2021, 5 months before the Uvalde massacre. At about 12:12 p.m., a crucial transmission from the Uvalde dispatcher comes over the radios in the hallway, informing the officers that a child in the room with the gunman called 911 and says she's surrounded by victims. The dispatch blares within earshot of Arredondo. He doesn't seem to hear it because he's talking, repeating instructions for officers not to enter. The officers actually turn down their radios so they can hear Arredondo give the order. It seems clear to the men on this side of the hallway Arredondo is in charge. And when a nearby officer suggests that a Border Patrol agent looks like they are about to go in, Arredondo said he assumed Border Patrol agents at the other end of the hallway would be the ones to make the breach, since they had rifles and he and his men only had pistols. But it wasn't just handguns. As body camera footage clearly shows, there were plenty of heavily armed officers on scene, some in the very first moments after the shooting began. Arredondo, for the first time, also explaining why he thought the door was locked, admitting he never tried to open it. We now know investigators believe it was unlocked and there was no need to wait for a key. At the end of the interview, Arredondo says that rather than breaching the door, he even considered trying to shoot through the walls to kill the gunman. Shimon Prokopez, CNN, Uvalde, Texas.